Hello and welcome to yet another all-in-one episode of the Audiophile Man. And what have I got for you this time around? I have a HiFi in a box. Yes, it's literally that. A complete HiFi in a single box. Well, inside are 3 more boxes, just to extend the excitement to Christmas Day proportions. One of those boxes contains the turntable with a pre-fitted cartridge, another the integrated amplifier, and the third, a pair of speakers. You also get some basic, very basic speaker cables in a plastic bag, and that's it. That's all you get. That's all you need. So, this box of goodies, who's it for? Well, it might be best if I tell you who it's not for to begin with. So, if you're an experienced hi-fi user, used to upgrading and used to all those technical shenanigans, this particular box is not really for you. If you're looking for a new hi-fi system and you have a budget of over £1,000 to maybe £3,000 or even more, you've done lots of research via magazines and websites, you've had lots of discussions with forum members about whether to plump for Class A or Class AB, you even have sleepless nights about Shibata Styli. Well, this system is not for you. If you are a wheeler and a dealer around the internet and you know the back streets of eBay like the back of your hand, you know what second-hand treasures to buy and what to afford, you're happy to haggle, you know what questions to ask from the sellers, this system is not for you. So, who is it for then? Well, if you are a raw hi-fi beginner, you don't even know what questions to ask, never mind what research to do, and you find the entire process of system matching wholly confusing and rather baffling, this is for you. If you are on a tight budget, limited budget, this system is for you. Also, if you have a busy life, you just want to quickly listen to music, and you really can't be bothered to jump through all of those research, retail, and dealer hoops, well, this system is certainly for you. What you get? Firstly, there is a belt-driven 2-speed E1 turntable. This arrives with a small sub-platter. You get a plastic outer platter, MDF plinth, and an Audio-Technica 3600L cartridge. You get a tethered phono cable, a dust cover, a switch mode power supply, and a felt platter mat. You get an integrated amplifier. This is the Stereo Box E, pushing out 21 watts. This is a small footprint design with a built-in moving magnet phono amplifier, built-in headphone amplifier, and you get Bluetooth supporting aptX HD. And it's at this point that I should mention, because I'm looking at 3 components here in this one little video, I just wanted to get a measure of this amplifier and all the other bits as an all-in-one system, as opposed to a full-blown review of each and every component. This is a system review. So 1 or 2 of the features, particularly on the amp, will go untested in this video. Finally then, you get a pair of speakers, the Speaker Box E's, which include removable grills, have a rear-mounted bass port, MDF cabinet, 127mm fiberglass mid-bass unit, and a 25mm silk dome tweeter. That's the box. They are the boxes within the box. Question is, how does this thing sound? How do they sound? How does this system sound? Let's find out. I hooked the system together and played, not too surprisingly, a piece of vinyl. Specifically, I played Ennio Morricone's La Cosa Comica, which combines female vocalizations, bass guitar, piano, percussion, harpsichord, strings, and many more. This is a busy piece. To review this system, I decided to swap out one component at a time, comparing it with my own reference, just to see what part each component played within the entire PRO-JECT system. So I began with the E1 turntable, and I used a Fluence RT81 as my reference. I found the E1 didn't quite have the bass solidity of the RT81, bass focus and depth wasn't quite in the same class. Even so, bass on the E1 remained decent. It never slurred, it never boomed. The E1 did provide enough lower frequency response for many users. Where the E1 really shined was around the upper frequencies, outperforming the RT81 in terms of lightness of touch, providing a heap of space in the upper mids with plenty of reverb from the resonant piano, while treble was both nimble and also delicate. Vocals were also full of emotion because they exuded detail and maneuverability. Subtlety was never a problem with the E1. Next, for the amplifier, I drafted in an older Cambridge Azure 651A integrated amplifier. Now, this does not feature a built-in phono amp, so this was a perfect opportunity to test the actual Class D stereo box E. In this case, both amplifiers were plugged into another project box, the Phono box, phono amplifier, and I hooked those up with some basic QED cables running to both amplifiers. Here I changed the software to the proto-prog blues rock outfit Mighty Baby and their self-titled album from 1969, reissued on Lightning Tree in 2006. Now, as the Cambridge was pushed by a whopping great transformer and Class AB amplification, the bass on the Cambridge was superior here too, while the smaller stereo box C struggled a bit in terms of bass weight. Like the turntable though, the stereo box E amp really excelled in the mids and the treble area. It had greater coherence around the vocals, the shy cymbals were heard properly here, the project amplifier was easily able to convey that emotion. I have to say, for the meagre price of £199 on its own, the sound quality from this amplifier was surprisingly good. All of this, I have to say, was made possible by the external phono amplifier. So, an upgrade from the internal model, which is fine, still remains a priority. As for the speakers, I brought in a basic original pair of Q Acoustics 3020 designs. Slightly larger than the project speakers, the 3020s proved superior in many areas of the sound envelope. Richer in the mids, tonally better balanced, more character in the upper mids, precision in the bass, and more. So, you're thinking to yourself, the project speakers, waste of time and money, hey? Well, no, not at all. The Project E speakers work very well indeed in this system and are matched very well to this system, and they emphasize the strengths of both the turntable and the amplifier very well indeed. They provide a broadly balanced output with plenty of mid-range and treble detail. Again, bass wasn't a tremendous asset here, but this entire system was not really bass heavy. Upper frequency detail, that's where this system really scored. To finish off, two quickie reviews. I hooked up my Sennheiser 650 headphones to the internal headphone amp, and yes, it was quite nice. I think I could live with that until I found myself an external headphone amplifier, and I would look towards that as a future upgrade, but as is, it's fine. Finally, I connected to Bluetooth and I used my Astle & Kern CAN Alpha, and I listened to a spot of Nick Cave's Ghosteen via aptX HD. And I have to say, I was impressed with the Bluetooth output via the stereo set E1. Output was broadly balanced. It was rather detailed with a wide soundstage. I also liked the 3D depth to the presentation. And that, my lovelies, is basically the review of this Project HiFi in a box. Let me give you a few final thoughts, have some of those to share with you. I'll give you some pros and cons and a final rating. Before we carry on, let me quickly list a few upgrades for you to get the best from this system as time progresses. If you want to, if you have the inclination, if you have the cash. Make sure you place the turntable and the amplifier, and the speakers for that matter, on quality shelving. When funds allow, grab some stands for the speakers, upgrade the speaker cables, add isolation to the turntable, the amplifier, and the speakers. Improve the platter mat on the turntable. Upgrade the internal phono amplifier to an external model. Plus, if and when you feel confident to upgrade one of the major components, upgrade the speakers first. Now I've rushed through that list. If you want to talk to me about specifics, talk to me in the comments and ask me questions about upgrades if you fancy, and I'll do my best to help you down there. As for this system out of the box, I love it. I love the idea. I love the direction of going analog, although digital is there too, of course. I like the relatively small footprint of the system and how well matched it is in terms of color, in terms of style, and in terms of sound. Perfect if you're on a low budget, if you can't be bothered to research and filter reviews and advice, if that whole process just makes you confused, if buying second-hand is scary and you prefer to have a warranty, or if you just don't have the time and you want to get on with your life. The Stereo Set E1 is a great option, an ideal hi-fi system, highly recommended. Can you do me a favor? Before you rush off and have a cup of tea, can you click on the like and subscribe buttons too if you haven't done so already? That will just help this channel in many important ways. You'd be surprised. Also, there are links down below. I'll put a link to the system from PRO-JECT. That's one link. There are links to my own bits and bobs, my website, my Facebook group, and my Patreon page, which has lots of exclusive stuff, such as hi-fi news, etc., buyer's guides, tour videos, music reviews, features, all kinds of stuff. Have a browse. I'll be back when? Sometime next week, Friday, Saturday, with either a music alert or something hi-fi newsy. I ain't sure just yet. We'll find out together. Hey, but I hope to have your company nevertheless. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.